This is a Seiko Creative Sonar Projections production. Enjoy.
Welcome, everyone. Welcome back. This is the second episode of the ThisAgreement Podcast. I'm your host, Milton the Spark. This is B, the Mark, and this is Phil, the Narc. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Narc. No, don't put my business out there like that. You don't know what I do.
You just said that it's your business, so people are going to think you're a narc. All right, so that's a good way to start.
You're officially known as a narc.
That's not going to be good.
Anyway, welcome to the second episode of our podcast. Make sure to follow us on our Instagram and Twitter accounts. It's at Seiko Sonar, so CEICOSONAAR double A. That's on Instagram and Twitter, so make sure to follow us.
And also check out our sister podcast or brother podcast, whatever makes you happy. I had to do it. Toro Foot Podcast, where we discuss soccer. Toro Foot Podcast, Seiko Sonar, check it all out.
Yes, sir. Indeed. We also have our little elf on the shelf in the background today. You won't be hearing too much from him, I believe. We'll see if we shock him a little bit. But he's also a bit controversial, so we might refrain from getting involved too often. But
throwing up gang signs currently.
Legitimately.
And we are not affiliated with any gang.
We are not affiliated with any gang.
I can't say that.
Phil was a narc, so he's definitely not anymore. Yeah. So,
without further ado.
That was mine, but all right.
The cutoff.
The cutoff. There you go.
The cutoff.
All right. Hit it. Margot Robbie said she has confusion over the Harley and Joker relationship.
This is not my ballpark area.
It's not your ballpark area. I don't think that's the term.
Ballpark.
Well, if you leave the ballpark.
Let me read what she said. If that's cool.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the only thing I found. I didn't find more on it, and let's make it clear from the jump.
We love Margot Robbie here. All of us love Margot Robbie here.
All right. More than 50% of us love Margot Robbie here. Okay, so it's definitely not a shot at her. I'm responding to the people who don't know as much about the comic book. So she said the first film, her relationship with Joker always did confuse me the most. That was the thing that took me the longest to get my head around. And I actually understand the breakup. That's something I feel like everyone can kind of understand and relate to in some ways. Though she deals with, like, she blows things up, I don't do that. I understand the motivation that spurred on that train of thought. And she goes on to say that this was a great time to look at Harley Quinn outside of the relationship with the Joker because she was codependent on the Joker. And I'm going to start, if I can continue on my soliloquy real quick.
Nobody's going to stop you.
They weren't. The cutoff. They cool.
That is actually Harley's character. That's how she kind of started. I don't want to say that the Joker created Harley Quinn, but without the Joker, there is no Harley Quinn. But the same way without Batman,
there's no Joker.
And without Joker, there's no Batman. Well, I mean, sort of, yes. But they complete each other.
Yeah,
they really do.
But
Batman can definitely coexist
That's
without
a different
Joker.
subject. But Harley Quinn and the Joker, Harley Quinn started. What's it called? She was a psychiatrist for the Joker, and he really just got in her mind. And there was always, as our elf on the shelf said, there was already a seed there, and he just watered the seed, and she grew into a plant. But that is all in the comic books and in the cartoon series. It was a horribly abusive relationship.
Very abusive.
But she kept on coming back, and he sometimes would come back. And for those that said, "Why is it a love story?" Well, they were sort of in love from time to time. It was incredibly complex, is what I'm trying to say. Well, Margot, I agree with what she's saying, but other people coming at it like that is like, chill if you don't know the comic books.
Well, okay, I'll say that the idea behind it being an abusive relationship is that
they didn't bring that up really in the movie. We're talking about Suicide Squad.
And Suicide Squad, you don't. Well, I guess it's more just like I feel like at this point everyone does understand. Even if you're not a comic book fan, I feel like at this point people understand that Joker is already just a naturally abusive person.
But they knew he was abusive to her?
No, but like I'll speak for myself. I already figured that just was not the healthiest relationship.
Your boyfriend is a guy with clown makeup arms. It can't be the best.
And she's kind of loony.
Well, in comparison.
Well, honestly, they say Harley is crazier than the Joker.
That is
maybe different types of crazy.
Different types of crazy. To be fair, there's a theory that the Joker isn't crazy, and I actually kind of buy into that.
I think Joker is closest to being an anarchist than anything else.
Well, I mean,
I just think he knows how to play off of his emotions, and he knows how to play off of other people's emotions.
Well, it depends on which Joker we're talking about as well, too.
So he's either extremely lucid.
Done.
He's either extremely lucid.
I think he's always lucid.
I think maybe always lucid.
Or just like
he's
extremely.
always lucid.
But
well, think about what I think Milton brought it up in one of our past conversations outside the podcast, where we were talking about how Joker says, "Do I look like a guy who planned things?"
Do I look like a guy who planned
and then he seems to show you all his plans.
Exactly. And there was
that was the Dark Knight, right?
Yeah. And his plans are flawless.
Flawless.
And there was a little scene where he was actually writing a notepad, reading from a notepad. You remember the boat scene where he told the boats, you guys basically have to kill yourselves to kill the other to survive.
Yeah.
He was reading from a notepad, and that was something I hadn't caught the first 11 times I watched it. And I was just like, oh, I didn't even catch that. He's legitimately reading, and the fact that he's so contradictory, it's the Joker. Like, it's perfect. But coming back to Harley, I personally, in the comic books right now, they're not in a relationship, which is good. And it's not just good because you're able to explore Harley and who she is as a person, but, like, I love the Joker, but that guy's he's abusive.
Okay,
but you know what we should look into real quick, so I don't lose my train of thought? This has nothing to do with Harley, but it has to do with the Joker. This isn't saying who's the better Joker, but I think it'd be interesting to point out the differences in Heath Ledger's Joker and Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Not to compare their acting, but just to see what type of Joker they each brought to the table. Because if I'm saying, like, let's say I'm saying Joker is lucid, I think I'm speaking more about Heath Ledger's Joker and being lucid.
Fair.
At all times. Like, I think he can... I think you can argue that he's not necessarily crazy. Whereas Joaquin Phoenix's Joker, you can argue that.
Okay, so
he's a little mentally unstable.
I'll say that I think this is a great topic for another day because I think we can really get deep into it.
We're going to talk about the Joker in every podcast.
It's going to be a thing now.
Single
I think
podcast.
It's a definite theme. Okay, so one thing I was thinking about for this conversation, talking about how Joker versus Harley is to go back to the roots of the names. So Joker and Harlequin. So I was looking up right now, and Harlequin, one of the keywords you see when you describe Harlequin, which was a popular character in French passion plays, a fun fact I just learned, is mischievous.
Okay.
Mischievous.
I thought it was
mischievous.
I have no
mischievous.
idea. Those words I don't know.
It's one of those caramel, you know, one of those.
Oh no.
It's caramel.
Wait, I agree with you, but I have people I work with that say caramel.
You could be like root or route.
Nope, you can't.
So wait, so you're proving my point right now. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, fine.
Okay, so that was okay. I feel attacked on that one.
No, we got your back.
But okay, so mischievous. I can't say the word right. Mischievous. I can't. I'm gonna stop. Anyway, that I think really epitomizes Harley's character. I think it was great writing by them. Then Joker, we all know the general
idea
persona of that. So you get to see that is in their characters as well. Now try to match those in a relationship. You see how that shows in the way they interact with one another. They play on a lot of kind of gender roles a lot in the beginning.
You're talking about in the movie or in their relationship?
I think in general.
Yeah, they definitely did.
So we no matter whether it be the cartoons, movies, or the book series, comic book series.
By gender,
even the way he says, the fact she says Mr. J.
Mr. J.
Yeah.
Mr. J.
Which I'm not gonna lie though, is iconic.
It is. And so it's. I mean, she came initially, for those that don't know, from the Batman animated series. That's where she was not a comic book character.
She was not. That's crazy.
So which is fantastic. So I do understand her point in saying that it's tough to understand some aspects of it. I do think that they have different.
I was just confirming how to say mischievous. So it's mischievous. Yes.
So it's not mischievous.
Mischievous.
No, okay. No, but it's. I do think I understand her confusion. I think.
No, I definitely understand her confusion.
I mean, think about I just don't trying to become an actor for you. Trying to get in the role, trying to get the mind. And if you really can't grasp what's going on, it's gonna be hard to figure out how to best play it. But I think she did a great job, personally.
I personally enjoyed her. I enjoyed her as Margot.
What do you hope to see from Harley Quinn's movie? Like, what's one thing? Birds of Prey.
First off, I'm not watching any trailers. I haven't seen any trailers for it. We will discuss that. But because apparently that's an issue.
I've seen one trailer. So, but no.
I just want to enjoy
it. A trailer?
Yeah. Came out,
I literally had to close my eyes and shut my ears while watching it in theaters. with you actually, and you yep, the elf on the shelf just saluted. Yeah, I got that from him. But no, I just want to enjoy it. I want to go in with no critique. I am all cards on the table, a big DC fan, and I've been burnt too many times.
It's gonna be silly.
Batman versus Superman, Justice League, Man of Steel.
Let's not relive our.
Wonder Woman brought it back up.
Wonder Woman was good. Aquaman was pretty alright as well. Shazam.
Yo, you said your movie Shazam, dog. Yo, Shazam's the best.
Shazam was.
Low-key, I feel like I probably have said that as a kid. Shazam.
Shazam. I did enjoy it. I can't miss Shazam. I did enjoy it, but.
All right, but no.
No, I just want to enjoy it. I want to enjoy it. I like her portrayal of Harley Quinn. Again, Harley Quinn for me, she's a little bit more concrete than the Joker.
Yeah.
Like the Joker, you have so many different types.
A lot of ambiguity.
Exactly.
Are there still other versions of the Joker that haven't been portrayed yet? Would you say?
There is
I think
no
they
one.
haven't shown the darkest version.
What does the Joker say? He says, "I like my past to be multiple choice."
Yeah.
He said that in a comic book. That basically means I'm everything and nothing. Like there is no concreteness in what he is basically, and that's what's so fantastic about it. But Harley Quinn, since she's a little more recent, and people fell in love with her as soon as she showed up. Same here. Like I remember Batman the Animated Series, BTAS. She's a little bit more concrete. She's a little more like Batman. She's a little bit more like Superman. You understand her a little bit more. I'm excited for the movie. I just hope it's
really fun.
To
it's really
what
fun
I
watch.
want.
It's really fun to watch.
It's what I want. But speaking of some of the best movie makers and movies out there,
Tyler Perry.
So
Tyler Perry.
We're gonna rank that as the number one segue.
That was a horrible segue.
It's the only segue.
It's number one, isn't it?
I could have made a better segue.
Then why
I just wanted to make sure we commend him for what he just did in terms of Tyler Perry Studios.
Oh, you mean Tyler Perry? I thought you meant.
I have a better segue. Her name is Harley Quinn.
Here we go.
And you know what rhymes with Harley? Perry.
No, it doesn't. So Tyler Perry.
What?
Tyler Perry Studios.
Wait, time out.
Tyler Perry Studios. This man, Phil, you were. Our open shelf is cracking up in disdain. This is disdainful.
I don't know what words to say to that right now. Is it
amazing?
Okay.
Is it?
My brain can't quite fathom.
I think at a certain point we might have to ban her from segues.
Yo, honestly, I don't want to be this guy, but you may have 3 more. Because
you might have to.
I'm putting myself on the line.
Look,
no one's asking you to. You know, it's all right. You can let it go. It ain't it. It is not the right move. These two are dying over that. Yep. Okay.
And we're gonna take a pause for Phil to.
You need a pause break. You need a pause break.
But it doesn't rhyme at all.
And we're back in business.
Yeah. Okay then. That was.
Oh my god.
That was interesting. That was interesting.
All right.
Well, since you're so enthusiastic about it, Phil, would you like to?
Well, I'm very enthusiastic about this. Since I can't back up.
You want to take a walk real quick?
Sorry. Okay, so Tyler Perry.
Yes.
I think it's all really dope that he's able to do that. Because also the fact that he built it on top of slave lands is...
The fact that where he just came from, talk about starting at the bottom.
Oh, yeah, he has like Oprah's kind of... They both started at like the bottom of
that type of grind right there.
Yeah.
And funnily enough, he was I wouldn't say criticized or ostracized, but mocked at times. Wasn't amongst the black community for
he definitely. I feel like up until this year he was.
Yeah, well, I mean, now look at him.
He's still getting some stick because people feel like he makes films or content
that makes enough money.
Does not make
it doesn't
portray
the best
black woman.
He does
exactly.
I 100% believe he does, and he. I feel like there are hundreds of stories that you can talk about with Black lives that don't have to be as depressing as his, and I wonder why he just does not.
Well, think about this is a little side caveat, but think about how those films have impacted people. Those have really drawn you in.
That is true.
So if you can't take the nonchalant approach so much if you want to be really trying to grab people. So
that's true.
And those are the ones that really grab stories. Because even if you go, because I've been a fan since Plays. I've been a fan since plays, and his plays were very potent too. So it really does grab you because there's always some knowledge in it, some drama in it, and there's always comedy.
I personally, you just said that, but I think there needs to be a genre like this. First off, when someone is creating something, they're trying to tell a story that is important to them. They tell that story.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. It might feel owned by the fans. We might all have something like, we own Game of Thrones. We made it what it is. We own Batman. We love him so much. But it was the creators that truly made it. They put that love into it. Not that say fans don't love it, but they put that love into it. He wanted to tell a story. He told a story. Secondly, though, although I agree he could have made some more positive creations, those do exist. And maybe this is him. Maybe he, like, we have certain artists that are just like, oh, I only do trap music or things like that. This is for him, and I'm okay with it. And also, lastly, do we know everything he's had his hands in?
No, of course not.
No.
We don't. So there's a very strong chance that he has had a heavy influence.
And I think
on a lot
this
of
is another
other
good conversation because we can go into because I see your passion in it, B, and I think it has a lot to the conversation for sure. But I think you talk about him, talk about Shonda Rhimes.
Talk to him.
A lot of people have those kind of feelings towards some of their creations.
Yeah.
And I do think there's more depth than just the basic look into it. I think if you break down what's in it, you get to see so much. So I think that's something we'll talk about for sure. But, it makes sense that, it's something you don't like. Cause, I mean, I'm not a fan of other things as well.
Oh, man.
And, for our next section.
I feel like that was a better segue.
You're just a hater. But it wasn't bad. It was just, it was
It's pretty good.
Okay.
It flowed.
It
I
flowed.
believe.
We'll say what.
Look,
see what people say in the
Great
comments.
segues.
See, I think that the best way to see it is that I honestly was just looking and it popped it. We're not thinking about it too much. Then we don't.
It just came from the heart.
Harley Perry situation.
So,
You
see,
I
she
can't
backed you.
I can't let it go. No. I appreciate the backup, but it just the fact she said it rhymes what got me. That's all I was weak.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it was.
But like I said,
what were you thinking?
Harley Perry.
Look, we're
Technically,
going back. We're going back.
You're right.
Okay.
B, you brought this topic up.
I
James
did.
Dean.
Yeah, but
I remember you sent it to me, and I was like,
did, and I was.
And then you sent it to me. So
it was just a chain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Too bad we don't use that group chat we have.
We do though. That's the funny thing. So you just lie.
Well, we have more than one group chat.
All right.
But yeah, I'm not a fan. I don't think I actually.
So explain what's happening. Explain real quick.
So.
It's the James.
Long story short, basically, there's this Hollywood producer that came up with this idea for his film that he wanted to bring back James Dean essentially by turning him into a hologram in his film and using his old films and taking his voice from each of those old films to create like a new script for him.
Yeah.
But I honestly, even though it's kind of like brushed under the rug now, I do see it catching steam in like the coming years, which is scary.
Okay.
Because I feel like that's a route that Hollywood is definitely not afraid to go in, even though everyone right now, and rightfully so, is saying, oh, that's so disrespectful. I feel like eventually there's going to be someone with a big enough name and a lot of money that's just going to say,
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I'm going to do it, and nobody's going to stop me.
Okay, go ahead.
This is from the Washington Post. The production company Magic City Films announced Wednesday, this was a couple weeks ago, that it would be digitally recreating James Dean, the legendary actor who died in a 1955 car crash at age 24 for the upcoming film Finding Jack. So yeah, it's going to be for the movie Finding Jack. South African filmmaker Anton Ernst, who will direct the film alongside Tati Golik, told the publication, "We searched high and low for the perfect character to portray the role of Rogan, which has some extreme complex character arcs, and after months of research, we decided on James Dean. We feel honored that his family supports us and will take every precaution to ensure that his legacy as one of the most epic film stars to date is kept firmly intact. The family views this as his fourth movie, a movie he never got to make."
He only had like less than 5 films, so I thought he only had 2, but I said 4, so it's only 3.
I just think it's very lazy.
One of the most famous, of course, was Rebel Without a Cause, which is also a cool name.
So the article that B sent to Milton sent to me, how was highlighted by Chris Evans, Captain America.
It was.
That had what he was his viewpoint was saying it's very disrespectful to actors to say that no one can portray him. So James Dean, I know is an iconic.
Oh, that was his viewpoint. I didn't realize that was his viewpoint.
So that it's a very I don't know. To me, because that words.
Woo!
This is something you definitely cut up and say. Words when I found. I don't know.
We no, this is pretty funny, embarrassing
funny?
you. So we're
We're gonna leave it in? All right, that's
Yeah.
fine. Where do I go from here? No, but I do think that people spoke about how they don't want certain people betraying other people. Like I think there was when. Oh my gosh.
Well, Zendaya. Zendaya was supposed to portray Aaliyah.
That's one.
But then she ended up leaving the film because Aaliyah's family was completely against it, and a lot of people felt like she didn't resemble Aaliyah enough. But also the movie ended up tanking because the family still didn't like the idea of the film. They didn't support it. Period.
Bryan Cranston.
They're allowed to not. I mean, that's fair.
Bryan Cranston was supposed to play someone with a disability, and people were very distraught about it. Why can't we find there are people who, actors that have disabilities that can play this role and all this and like. I think we had discussion personally
after the Daily Show segment,
and so it's like you can see both sides. You see, okay, you want to have it, so yeah, give a chance to people that don't usually have chances. Great, but also think about any company that's going to make a film. You want it to have marketability, so you're going to have a big name actor to have it. So even Shia LaBeouf, who had a film recently come out. Peanut Butter Falcon.
The Peanut Butter Falcon.
Yeah, so it's him and then someone who has disabilities as well. Big name and the girl from.
Oh, you're bad with your memory today.
Today I'm.
What you mean today?
No, my names are horrible. The chick from.
Nope.
The Zane books.
Let's see. Dakota Johnson.
Thank you. I know. I like her too. I'm mad.
Well, you know what? A part of marketability today, though, too. Like, I get, like, you have to go get big actors to bring in fans. But also, I think part of having a good market today is the fact that at least my generation, we do like that. We like to see that type of representation. And that does bring in a lot of money when you see actual actors that I believe that represent. Like
Zach Gotts. I don't know how to pronounce his name. Gotts. You were looking for him. He has Down syndrome and is portraying.
Yes, he did a great job.
Like Pose.
That is super dope to me.
Yeah, very.
Super dope.
Even on my block, I think they actually actress got killed off, but I'm not going to go into that.
Well, I'll say if that's the case in talking about you, people like to see it.
Off of On My Block or Off My Block. It's a show on Netflix.
Yeah, but killed off for what you said? Got killed
off.
Oh
well, so she was playing Tina in the show, and everyone else in the show was playing who they are ethnically wise in real life on the show. But in real life, this girl, she's actually a Trump supporter. And the whole show, she was playing a daughter whose parents got deported. So it's like she's actually a white girl who's not Hispanic, playing a Hispanic girl.
Oh, she's white.
Yeah.
Playing a Hispanic girl.
And she's also a Trump supporter. And she's also a Trump supporter, and she's playing the daughter of deported people.
That one bothers me more than the Trump supporter playing the daughter of
deported.
Because you're allowed to have political views. We're not going to get into that, but you're allowed to have political views. Should that stop you from playing certain roles? Please excuse us while we cut out something controversial. Thank you.
Yeah, what?
This should be.
Is that the?
I don't think we should.
That's one for this podcast.
We're cutting that one out.
Yeah, that was wow.
So,
all right.
The whole piece.
Back to business.
That's 2 in a row for you. That's neither one of us is anything like that. That's 2 in a row for you.
Someone's got to push this forward.
All right, my goodness.
No success has been made by trudging in the water.
No, but
back to business.
That was a good quote.
It's a whole side conversation. But even the Aladdin film that came out recently.
Yeah.
The spinoff is going to be on Disney Plus.
I enjoyed Aladdin. I've
not seen anything to watch myself, but the spinoff is going to be the only white character that was in that movie is getting a spinoff.
She says she never really saw it. Yeah, let it go.
Keep pushing.
Oh yeah, I disagreed with that, but at the same time, I don't have a problem with someone getting a spinoff, but it's not a good look.
It's not when it's the
only white character.
I don't
think
the actor himself has. I don't think anyone has a problem with that.
He should not be criticized.
Good for you.
Hey, should I not take work?
Yeah. No, but it's like why you said.
I disagree with Disney.
It's a horrible look.
And I love Disney. But I disagree with them.
It's not a smart market.
It's not. Yeah, it's not smart. But also, I don't think it's
because it came around. The news came out right after the news that the gentleman who played Aladdin.
Why don't you look these names up?
It's a lot of names, guys. It's a lot of names.
It just comes to my head. You need to do memory games.
You have a computer right here.
Memory games would help.
There are 4. There are 5 computers right here.
I'm speaking out of passion, and I'm getting in problem. Like I don't speak of
getting
words,
in problem.
Words,
all right.
Words.
So you know what? Let's just move on because I'm coming at you, B. You had a task. Last podcast.
I did have a task, and that did not rhyme. So,
but time.
You try to emphasize.
You're used to that.
Okay.
Your task was to come up with a pitch for.
I have a pitch.
You just told me you didn't.
I have a pitch. You're just not gonna like it.
What is it?
It deserves another chance.
All right. Well, you go walk off a cliff.
That's a comment, not a pitch.
All right. So my response was finding other books that maybe deserve this treatment.
Please excuse us while Milton is reprimanded for keeping it real. Thank you.
That's all the difference in generations, though, because I would never say that. Just saying.
That's also.
Wait, come on. She had a conversation something about my generation will appreciate seeing that. The difference between appreciating seeing and actually going out and supporting it. Because I do not think you guys would support it. It's like, well, that's great, fantastic.
We're the ones that make it trends on Twitter. We're the ones that got Euphoria. Euphoria was the talk of everything this whole summer. Like that's.
All right, I'm sorry.
So you guys did
you
that,
want a candy cane? What are you?
No,
the day I did that.
I'm just saying.
Talk to him.
Because the day is a huge person.
But Zendaya was not even like the. I mean, she was amazing on the show, but she's not even.
Is she the most known? One of the most known?
Yeah, but the other characters, because of how much we watch that show, because of how much we talked about that show over the summer, became like Alexa Demi, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
You really cared.
She has like skyrocketed.
You of all people?
She has skyrocketed since Euphoria.
Alexa Demi?
Yeah.
What's her up?
All right, no, you failed in your pitch. So
my pitch is give Percy Jackson another chance. It cannot fail.
She deflected.
I think that's a 0 for her on the scoreboard. And
it will not fail.
And I said, what can we come up with? You said Children of the Lamp. You said Children of the Lamp should be made into a.
Yeah, it should. And no, the other book, the other one,
Five Ancestors?
Yes.
We discussed that last time. So that's 5 Ancestors, that's one. Children of the Lamp is another, about 2 genie kids, basically, who are able to grab.
It was a good book.
I enjoyed the series. I think
it stopped, though. They did stop. Yeah, and then it just never.
It's very dope.
Oh, the Sisters Grimm.
B says. And also, Steelheart by Brandon Sanderson and Mistborn by Brandon Sanderson. Honestly, this is your homework. I'm not even going to talk about it. Brandon Sanderson, one of the best authors out there, but this is truly like quality. It has twists. It has truly believable character. It is funny at the same time. It's that fantasy stuff that is still big. It has post-apocalyptic type feels, which is not usually my thing at all, and yet I was in.
I'll say comment down below if you have any other suggestions, or hit us on our social media for that as well.
And tell us know if you've read these. Let us know if you've read any of these, heard of any of these. Heard of any one of. Did you say the suggestion box? Yes.
I said suggest the books that we should read. That's what I said.
Okay. Right. That was strong. That was very strong. My goodness.
That's all right. Unnecessarily.
But I still feel I was right about Percy Jackson. That is my pitch. It deserves a second chance, and it deserves a second chance because if Percy Jackson gets a second chance, we can make a trailer.
Okay.
For Percy Jackson, even though personally I won't watch it because I
what?
don't watch. What? I don't watch trailers for movies. And welcome to our next segment.
Okay. So that was a nice attempt, but it was a lie. She does watch trailers. Milton, do not watch trailers.
Our Elf on the Shelf's like, come on, guys.
Elf on the It's like this. Man. I do not watch trailers for movies I believe I want to watch. If it's something I don't care about, like I don't care. But I recently started doing this for about, the last 3 months? Yeah, 3 months. Yeah. And this is because our Elf on the Shelf has been doing that for quite a few years, and I mocked him. And when we would go to the movies, it's like, hey, man, we got to hurry up. I want to see these trailers. He's like, really? You're going to watch trailers? I say, yes. And he made the point that it ruins movies, particularly comedic movies. I felt like it wasn't this way 10 maybe a little farther back, 15 years ago.
I think it depends on the type of film, number one.
True, but most of them.
I noticed that Marvel films.
They're like 3 minutes long.
I know I've never watched a trailer for. I stopped watching trailers for Marvel films.
They tell you nothing.
They tell you no. They
nothing.
Yes, they do.
They tell you
everything.
They do.
Yes, they do.
They tell you
That exact thing we talked about was ruined for me in spoiler, Spider-Man.
Oh,
it happened,
okay.
and
but
they don't tell everything though.
Like they were releasing so many trailers. I was like,
no, but it was a lot of trailers, but literally it was just like images.
But there's
of people
also
just
another
looking.
film.
No, but at the same time, you do understand certain things.
Yeah.
Obviously, no trailer. Okay, except the select few. No trailer is gonna come out and just say this is exactly what happens.
Like
you
Fast
have
and
twists
Furious,
at the end.
maybe.
Like it's Fast and Furious you accept,
Yeah.
but you know you're gonna have big action in the trailers, and you're still gonna be like 2 actions at least that you didn't see in the trailers. What's supposed to be.
So how about you breaking it out like this? Okay, so Fast and Furious or like Fast and Furious. I forget which one it was. I think the 7th one where they drove from building to building.
I thought you said you never watched many of them.
I watched the first 2, but this is a trailer, so.
Okay.
Yeah, but it went from building to building, which was an amazing stunt. So that one is like, okay, I want to see the movie because it's an action movie.
Stunts is better than action.
That's what drives you to go see the movie. No pun intended. But it really was not. That's why that's hilarious. But
even with Queen and Slim, I haven't seen the trailer for Queen and Slim.
I did, but that was before I started.
I think I only saw like the first 5 seconds. But honestly, Twitter was a spoiler. Like I understood that it was about police brutality.
That's why I don't.
And that's really all I know.
That's in the trailer too. So
that's all I know.
I saw Daniel Kaluuya and I was like, all right, let's get it.
That's big facts.
That's
big facts.
That's enough for me. But I had seen the trailer on that one.
Okay, so that one, I know I've been with Milton. I forget the name of the film, but it was the one. Anne Hathaway and because this one we didn't see. This one we didn't see, and actually it was slated. So I'm not gonna give it any free promotion because it was slated. But it was Anne Hathaway and Matthew McConaughey on a boat. Yes. It didn't do that well, but literally the entire. I think that was we used that as an example of a movie that
Serenity.
Serenity. Thank you. It helped show. It showed nothing. You had you confused what's happening.
It showed a lot that made no sense.
Exactly. So compared to other movies where they show too much. Sense. So maybe it wasn't a great trailer.
I feel like The Dark Knight Rises, for instance, but that's Christopher Nolan. You know that's the Don. But he didn't show that much.
No.
So I mean, it depends. So I mean, would you?
Okay,
so let's say so depending, because you cannot trust what they will or won't show. That's why you just choose not to watch it at all anymore.
I have seen a Star Wars trailer.
And honestly, it's actually kind of nice to go into a movie that you know you do want to see.
Yeah.
Whether it's because of the actors or the director, the story, and just be completely surprised. Like that effect of surprise is kind of unbelievable.
I think it's cool, but not that I love this film, but I was so shocked. I remember one year I went to
Do you remember the name?
I do remember the name for both films I was going to see that day. I was going to see Annie, the new one with Jamie Foxx, and then it was sold out, so I went to go see Into the Woods.
The supporting star.
Her name was long. It was S something. I know that much. But I want to see
S something.
Is it S something? No?
It's Q, my man.
It's confusing. Anyway, so
Zani Wallace. I don't know her name. I'm sorry for butchering it.
But tell the story.
Oh.
Like the respect I get here is so low.
It's been good today.
No, this is pretty good actually. I appreciate that. No, but yeah. So Annie, it was sold out. Was to see Into the Woods. Had no idea what was going on, and they started singing. I said, "Whoa, so musical? It was a great movie, but I didn't go in expecting to see musical.
Yeah.
So is it one of those things where like is it good, but also kind of it's like it depends. But you said it's a film you want to see. I guess it's probably better than what you want.
Yeah. Did you guys see the trailer for Us?
I did.
We all did. I saw it too.
Yeah.
But I don't. Now that I'm thinking about it, I don't know if Us. No, Us. The trailer for Us did not give away like the whole meaning.
No, I'm sure it didn't. I haven't seen.
To
be fair, also depends on what we mean by like gives away. Like with substance, like Marvel,
like the
Endgame didn't really give away. I mean, it's like we weren't surprised. We knew the heroes were going to come back. Like,
yeah.
Wait. So
Us.
So how?
Quite clearly, it did not like.
I guess it's like that part in the movie where you.
Spoiler in case.
That part of the movie where you feel like you should just not have known that before. Like if you
Yes.
hadn't known that,
Yes.
it's like it would have been an amazing scene.
Yeah.
But the fact that you already know that, it's like
our elf in the shelf is over here
okay.
gesturing.
No, okay, that makes sense. I went to see something with someone who watched the long shot trailer before, and I had not seen the long shot trailer. Long shot.
Oh.
and she knew a scene was coming up before I. Like, oh, this is the scene I saw. I was like, oh, and I was like, my
Yeah,
reaction
I've
was
had that feeling.
my
as
reaction
well.
was very genuine, and she was like, yeah.
Well, I haven't seen the movie yet, and I'm not sure I will.
This is a pretty good movie.
Yeah, see, I don't want to leave the movie with that like, oh.
Yeah. So I don't, you don't want that kind of reaction. I understand that for sure. Okay, but how do you go to movies then and not watch trailers? You go late or
no? Now I will.
Okay.
Start going late, but before no. And this I picked up from my man's here. I was shocked the first time I saw it. The first time I saw the elf do this, that name might stick.
That was good.
It's the holiday season.
Holiday season.
So you can have one
I only discovered the elf on the shelf thing last year. I didn't know what the heck it was.
This year, I just
it might have been this year.
No, for me it was last year. I heard about that. But anyway, he will close his eyes from the trailer. He's like, "Oh, is this a movie I want to see?" Oh, Denzel closes his eyes, puts his fingers in his ears, and then pushes in and out, in and out, in and out, so you can't hear. Because if you just hold it in, you will hear it. I've tried, and and let me tell you, these trailers are long when you're not looking.
They are.
Oh
really
my
long.
goodness! Like, and then you, it's better to have someone next to you than be like, hey, you can tap. You be like, oh yeah, you can watch it now. But I started doing it.
It is better to just go late.
It is. Well, yeah, definitely now.
You can't time it though. That's the issue.
But everyone knows that you have like a 10-minute grace, like 15 minutes.
Like 15, 20.
But I love going to watching trailers and getting excited.
Yeah, when I was younger, I used to love doing.
I need to try to. Can anyone remember the last movie they saw where they didn't see a trailer for? You? Was it Long Shot?
Joker.
Long Shot or Joker.
I didn't see a trailer for Joker.
You didn't see anything of Joker? Any like 5 seconds?
I only saw him on the stairs.
Oh no, it's 5 seconds.
I saw the 5-second one, the stair one.
I mean,
and then
y'all are
Twitter did the laugh at
but I didn't get it. Like, it didn't make any sense.
But y'all are on Twitter. Like, that must be spoiled city. Like, I don't go on Twitter, so I'm
like,
I
didn't see till 2 weeks afterwards.
I went on Twitter once.
For some reason, ever since I started Grey's Anatomy, all I see now are spoilers. It's not even fair.
It's kind of a thing like where
they have the formula. You're checking out.
It's based off what you see. So once something becomes relevant to you, you become more aware.
But it'll be like people I follow who just decide to randomly be like, oh yeah, this character dies in this season by this way.
They are killing a lot of like they ruin a lot of things.
And Grace?
Well, yeah, no, people in general.
Oh,
because they ruin so many things.
People ruin a lot of things.
Because I didn't know spoiler in how
spoiler
for what
how to murder. Yeah, I'm horrible with names to you guys. It's a given. It's a fact. We know it. Let's move forward.
Oh, Shonda Rhimes?
But there's something happened in that.
And then, do you know what happens?
I don't know what happens.
I might watch.
I watched the first season.
Not, after the second season, I stopped watching.
Okay, because everyone and I think that's the end. Based off what I was saying on Twitter, it seems like a lot of people.
But I know what happens.
But then people show up that left.
Mm-hmm.
And so everyone's like, "Oh, I'm gonna get into this. How did this happen?"
Oh.
So
I think the later seasons after season 3, it got picked up speed again.
They do that a lot when they go to the end. When they get to the end, or when they notice that they like dropped the ball.
More surprises.
I'm not gonna call out certain series right now. I'm not gonna do it.
It's not worth it.
It's not worth it.
We want to get work.
Yeah, and it's too late. I ain't trying to get adrenaline with all the anger and not be able to fall asleep.
That's true.
It's just not worth it. What you talking about? What you talking about?
We want to move on. Let's move on. All right, so let's move on.
I like when you say that with that accent. Can you say this next quote with an accent?
No, it wouldn't sound as potent. Actually, I could.
Oh, could you?
I could do it in 2 different accents, and you can choose which one's better. But one, yeah. I'm gonna do a different voice, not accent, because the accent might lose some people here. So no. The quote is from my dear sir.
Was there a segue there?
He did a semi one.
I just spoke. I'm not trying to compete. Mine was better though. But it is what it is.
Alrighty then. The quote is by Oscar Wilde. The quote is, "Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry. Their passions a quotation." Oscar Wilde.
What was the other voice you were gonna do?
I was gonna do voices, but it seems tacky now. So
yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so I didn't do it.
I'm glad you caught that. No, I'm kidding.
It's kind of just, woof, man.
This was
knife already in the rib.
Just so we know where the quote is from. It's from De Profundis. It is a letter, that's Latin from the depths. It was a 50,000 word letter written by Oscar Wilde during his imprisonment in Reading Gaol and to Lord Alfred Douglas, his lover.
Yo, you ever realize how much because we have phones and that's how we do it now, but they used to write a lot back in the old day. So penmanship was important.
I hate when people say that. Oh, back in the old day, they used to do this more.
But it's the truth.
Okay.
But I feel like it's the same.
It is.
The more things change, the more they stay the same. Talk to him.
I'm honestly okay. What are you guys' thoughts on the quote? I'm gonna move forward.
She's been a bit much.
Yeah, I don't know what you.
No, I'm gonna give you the floor. What is your thought?
My thoughts?
That's
Okay.
what people do when they don't know what to say.
Let's get up to the ladies. All right. Crowd reaction? No. All right. That's how we go. Okay. So I'll read it one more time. Most people.
Give yourself time.
Exactly. Most people are other people. Their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Their lives a mimicry. Their passions a quotation.
All right. Can I go in on it?
Go ahead.
Not go in, but respond to this one. I agree. I think we all agree. But I'll speak for myself.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at the simple part of it, when you are raised by someone, for those that are raised by someone, you take on their habits and their behaviors, whether you want to or not. Mm-hmm. Sometimes the way they speak, sometimes little gestures. That is the most literal sense of this quote. There are other ways of doing it. That is the most literal sense of this quote. But when you look at it, when you spend time with someone, you start to take it away. This quote seems to be a little bit, like, depending on how you say it, it might have a negative connotation.
I have a way to make it negative.
I have both.
You have a way to make it negative.
Surprise! Surprise!
Really anything negative, I mean, but it's all right. It's okay. But yeah, their thoughts are someone else's opinions. You look at it, especially nowadays, I think even more so nowadays where we're so stuck on social media. I'm not taking shots at anyone on social media except for every single person. I'm kidding.
So yourself?
No, that we don't have to cut out though.
No, that's fine.
Okay, all
right. I think that's pretty fine.
To get people to hate me, then is what you're saying.
No, I think they already did that beforehand. So.
All right. Well, this is such a supportive environment.
Yeah, you know.
But especially nowadays on social media, we are consistently and constantly bombarded with opinions, images, and all these things.
Okay.
And it's
so I'll let B go, then I'll give my point.
Okay. Well, the way you can look at this from a different viewpoint.
Do you agree with it?
Yeah. The thing, yes and no. The thing that gets me is most people are other people. That's what gets me. It's like, yes, I understand what you're saying, but then it's like, if you really want to get deep into it, then it's like basically no one is no one.
Is he maybe trying to? He said no. He said most people. So it's not no one. But also, don't forget, it might be a little poetic.
But isn't this my viewpoint?
Poetic license.
Isn't this my viewpoint? That you didn't let me finish, so I have to explain to you.
Yo, the smoke today, bro.
But like, I almost feel like it's kind of like, what's the point of humanity if we're all just replicas, if we're all just regurgitated versions of each other? Like, that means that nothing is our own.
Is this you making it negative, or this is the no part of it?
Both.
Can we comment on that?
Not yet.
Okay.
And then their passions a quotation.
Yeah, what the hell's going on?
What does he mean by their passions a quotation? What do you guys think that means?
No.
I don't know what that means.
This is your portion.
I actually don't know what
their
passions
their passions.
So we're allowed to speak.
Go. The floor is yours.
Oh, permission. All right. Wow. Their passions a quotation. So that way I think about it is the way they express themselves is based off something they've seen.
Talk to them.
Or something else they're copying with someone else. So
because what is a quotation? Well, what is a quotation?
Exactly. What is a quotation? A quotation is another way of copying. Is that all right?
You're saying something that you're repeating something that was said.
Exactly.
Right? So a passion is a repeat of something that was done.
Milton was telling me earlier about speaking about how kids react emotionally to
when they fall,
all kind of things, right?
You know the drill. Thank you.
Let's clarify that real quick.
So should we take that out?
Yes, let's take that out.
That's controversial as well. All right.
You're on a roll today.
All right.
No, that one is not.
It's not too bad. I made it worse.
Make it
I own up to that one. That's not bad. My bad. I just went wide over that. But so that's how I view it. So I mean, do you have any other thoughts on that? Because I can go in right now.
But you didn't continue the kids.
But then it's like, well, this is
actually
something I've written about, the fact that their thoughts are someone else's opinions. Because I think this is also
love that quote. Plug.
I think this is also something that people kind of just choose to ignore, especially as you're like growing up and like getting to know your own identity. It's like, what is my identity, and what is just someone else's thoughts into me?
Mm-hmm.
Like how do you know
how
your
much
opinions?
Of you is your mother?
Exactly. Or no, how do you know these are actually your opinions and how you feel about something, and not just what social media told you to feel about something,
or
your family or your teacher.
Well, then that becomes how you think about it beforehand. Because then you say take the social media part out of it as well. Think about when social media come around
2006.
Yeah,
They said
trying
it's
to get
2006 when
I'm
Twitter.
6.
They said Twitter was born in 2006, but I guess it really started in 2009.
I'll say early 2000s.
Started? Okay.
Well,
I'm going with like early
2000s.
Well, yeah, like MySpace or whatever.
Yeah, exactly.
You remember? Oh, what was it? That international, was it High Five? High Five.
Oh, see, I don't know about that one. See?
Yeah. That's. Hey man, you gotta be plugged into the rest of the world, my man.
But I do agree that there's so many other people, places that kind of inflict you. So I guess I can agree with that point, but I have my own take on it. So if you're done, I go.
You can.
Okay. All right. So I'll break it down like a pastor does in church. All right.
Talk to him.
All right. So most people are other people. All right. Most. Milton highlighted that. Most is the key word here. All right. I do believe this is true.
Okay.
This idea behind originality or trying to be original has really seems to disappear.
Okay.
Everybody now wants to be weird because weird is different. Beforehand, the weird kids who you point, tease, all those kind of things, which we don't condone, but that's what people used to do. Now we're all weird. Oh, I'm different. I'm different. I'm different. We're all pretty similar. Stop trying to separate yourself.
And yet unique at the same time.
Cute. All right.
Guys.
Next, their thoughts are someone else's opinions. This one is very, very strong to me.
And we went in on this one.
Because I think the way we think about things are either, like Milton said, the way you were raised by things. I talk about church recently right now. I think about a lot of religious opinions, spirituality, any kind of thoughts of politics, viewpoints in terms of morality, human decency, all those kind of things, come from who you were raised by, the environment you were raised in.
Talk to him.
So those opinions are dictated by where you come from, but then you form your own. I know college is a really good proving ground for those kind of thoughts, and that's where I think that's why it's such a politically correct place. We're just trying to find out how we organize our thoughts.
Let them know.
Their lives are a mockery. We use social media as a perfect example. Everyone wants to stunt, but no one ever hosts their misery, their difficult times.
Yeah.
So we won't mimic all the positives outside for good intention. But no one posts that.
I didn't hear what you said.
That's controversial to say, so I'm going to say it again. Ignore it.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. If you did hear it, when we listen back, we'll take it out. And then their passions, the quotation really highlighted that when I was feeling that point. I think it's such a powerful, powerful quote because it talks about us as others can see us, not as we see ourselves.
Interesting.
Mic drop.
Worthy of one.
That was a good way to end it.
That is worthy of one.
Good job.
Thank you.
You're the only one who didn't give him a fist bump, and she says it's not bad. Will, just like
it's okay. It's okay. No, it's okay.
Water off your back. Don't worry. Water off your back. Don't worry. But there you go. There you go.
You know, have myself in the bag. That's right. 2 hands.
2 hands.
Okay. All right. So I guess you guys.
So that was a great author as well, Oscar Wilde.
Oh yeah,
Dorian Gray. Did we mention it was the picture of Dorian Gray, which I truly enjoyed?
You did.
We'll actually bring that up again.
I actually want to get more into his works because I feel like he has so much to say.
Got to read some of those classicals, like it's another segue right here. Lewis Carroll and our new segment, Through the Looking Glass.
I feel like I had a better one.
You weren't. Or
I was about to say it.
I couldn't tell. I was like, I couldn't tell which one was going to say it first.
Okay, so I was trying to.
I saw, but I wasn't sure which one.
And I was trying to be respectful because he was talking, and then he went for it. Okay, so I was going to say, so I think you can see what I was trying to speak about.
See.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So how about we focus?
Okay, but looking. Okay.
Our next topic.
There you go.
Look at that.
Let me.
Hey man, just from half court.
So what is?
Oh, he made it.
So what is this? What is this segment?
So Through the Looking Glass is taking a look
through a glass.
Through a looking glass.
From a different perspective.
From a different what?
From a different. Different. What did I say beforehand?
Perspective. Perspective.
What did I say before?
All right, from a different perspective.
Look, I get this. You know what? The words today aren't my thing.
All right. So B, you came up with this one, and you showed just a hint of energy. I feel like you're a little passionate about this. When should series end?
Well,
when should series
as
end?
I said previously, I'm watching Grey's Anatomy, and I'm on season 6 of Grey's Anatomy right now.
How many seasons are there?
There's
13, 14, 18.
Yeah, they're on their like 18th
Wait,
as in, like,
what?
they're filming right now.
Right now?
Yeah, like, they're
Last
filming
one I checked was like
but
13,
Netflix
14.
only goes up to 15.
So like 5 years ago.
Yo.
Netflix only goes up to 15, but they're on their 18th season.
Right here I'm reading 16, so they're making their 18th. Okay.
18th season for a show. Wow.
So
it's like Malhação in Brazil.
Oh,
Well,
because Malhação is a soap opera.
Soap opera.
Grey's is not a soap opera.
Yeah. Well,
It's not?
No.
Yeah, I mean.
It's not.
So they're filming their 18th.
Yeah.
But right now they're telling me that they're on their 16th. Like the shows are releasing on 16th. Like November 21st, the last episode was season 16, episode 9.
So either way, it's a lot.
But it's like
it's a lot.
17.
It's a lot.
But I can't speak on Grey's because there's a Grey's hive out there.
You see on Grapes?
I don't feel safe speaking on Grey's. But also I'm only
we need to make a ranking of hives to avoid, like Grey's Anatomy, Beyonce, Star Wars.
Beyonce's the top. Beyonce or
well,
Nicki
Beyonce's
Minaj.
obviously top.
Nicki Minaj, one of those two should be the top.
But
oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have no problems with Nicki Minaj.
Or Beyonce.
None whatsoever.
But Grey's Anatomy hive is definitely up there. But I'm not gonna use the Grey's Anatomy as an example for when I feel like series should end because I'm not into it that much. Like as in I'm into it, but not.
Starting to get nervous.
I was like,
but like I'm only on the 6th season.
So what's the show?
I would say like Once Upon a Time. I love Once Upon a Time. It's one of my favorite shows. And I've actually rewatched that show a million times before I even finished it. And I finished it this past fall. But I feel like Once Upon a Time could have ended like season 4.
That's true too.
Season 4.
Can we listen?
Season 5.
Like this is disrespectful.
It is disrespectful. Could have ended season 4, season 5. Another show that I feel like could have ended sooner is Arrow.
I agree with what Danila was saying. Like you said, you're not that into Grey's Anatomy, and you've been 6 seasons.
I know
what you're saying.
No, but I mean like anyway.
Yeah, all right. So you said Once Upon a Time and Arrow.
Arrow.
I did watch Arrow and then stopped. I don't know how many, like 2 seasons ago.
We were like 6 when we stopped.
I stopped at season. I stopped at the season where. I stopped at the season where everyone knew that Oliver. Spoiler alert. Is the Arrow.
Yeah, bro. Say these things earlier. Say the spoiler alert earlier.
But
we put it
like,
back.
it's just like
spoiler.
There reaches a certain point in series where I feel like
maybe Big Bang Theory.
There's definitely Big Bang Hive.
I don't know, man. People are. Anyway, okay.
I could even say Friends, and I'm part of Friends Hive. But Friends is from the 90s, so.
But it started in the 90s, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, it didn't start? Yeah, it started in the 90s. Yeah.
But it ended in 2004.
Oh,
yeah.
sure.
94, 2004. 10 years. I like the show too.
Scandal's another. Scandal. Scandal should have ended much sooner. Should have ended much sooner than it did. Because like the last season of Scandal, I love Scandal.
Alright, so you gave examples of shows that ended too late. So that's Once Upon a Time, Arrow, Scandal. Are you putting Grey's? Well, not gonna talk about Grey's Anatomy. Well, I mentioned
with Arrow, you just add all DC shows.
Yeah.
No. All DC shows
live action.
CW.
Oh, there you go. All right, because DC animated.
Lucifer's okay, and Gothm's okay.
I'm watching
Gotham
was
dope.
I'm watching Lucifer, but Lucifer's the same plot every episode.
Gotham was like five seasons.
It is the exact same.
Procedural.
But Gotham was like 5 seasons, so they were intelligent.
Yeah, 5. Okay, so speaking of that, so Gotham's a good example of what I was gonna say. Breaking Bad. Vince Gilligan, the creator and writer for Breaking Bad, said he, of course, could go to 8 seasons with their story, but he did not want to corrupt
and
what he felt
and
dilute. That's what we're looking for, dilute the kind of quality they had at that point. Because if you guys watched it at that point in time, 2014.
Oh, it was hot.
Oh my god.
People were excited about it.
What? Oh, and it's so well. Look, they still have ways to continue. Because they just brought a movie out this year, and they said that they might continue.
They got Better Call Saul.
Better Call Saul, some great spinoff. I think the one, no, he's in that one. They're finding great ways to keep the story going.
Is that the name of
the movie that just came out? They're going to probably do another one, they said.
Probably going to do a lot, man.
So it's a great way to kind of have a vision of not everything has to just focus solely on the money. That's where the problem stems from.
It's always money.
You want to get more money from it. That's why we have opportunities for, in movies, trilogies. You want to make everything a trilogy just because it's something you want to focus on in terms of not the storyline, just the money. And that's why, for example, Eddie Murphy now has Coming to America 2. people wanted that for years, but he didn't like the stories they had.
And some people didn't because they don't want it to be ruined. And
the further more time passed,
the less there is a reason to make it.
You're scared because could they really ruin it? For Home Alone, the first two were great. Then the next four were not great.
Well, actually, I don't mind any Home Alone I've seen. Obviously, the first two were the best.
Our Elf has not seen Home Alone, which is something we're going to do this Christmas.
Never, because he never completes the task we give him.
Oh, no. But, this is when he's sitting down with us.
But you said, so that went too long. Once Upon a Time, Arrow, for instance. You said that ended just right, Breaking Bad. We could probably throw in Burn Notice in there. Or you might feel that ended too early.
Stranger Things is going to end right. Because I think Stranger Things next season is the last one.
But I have examples that have ended too early.
Too early?
Oh,
of course. Early. Oh, that's a whole bunch.
Okay, whoa.
Whole
bunch.
Okay,
no, that's a whole bunch.
Wait, that's my opinion. That's my opinion. I'll say. So, for example,
all of these are
one show that I know that a lot of people are big fans of. I did not watch it because it was before our time. Freaks and Geeks. Geeks. Okay. That cast has gone on to do fantastic things.
So maybe it did end at the right time.
But it was one season. They had.
Did end at the right time.
Okay, that's true too. Maybe so. Maybe it worked out for the best. But people really wanted more of that show. And
I have an example.
Oh, go ahead.
Well, I have an example. Okay, for the one that should not have had another season is Big Little Lies. It's 2 seasons.
It should not have had another.
It should have just been a one and done. One and done.
Oh, the following.
The following too early, you're saying?
Yeah,
that was Kevin Bacon?
I'm sorry, I'm thinking it went too long.
Oh, that went too long. Okay.
No, but your show is Carrie Diaries. It's a CW show.
Wait, what?
Carrie Diaries. It's basically the prequel to Sex and the City.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
It ended. They canceled it.
Prequel to Carrie.
They canceled it, but it was a great the show. It was going to a great place.
It's a good concept.
It's a great concept.
My friend watched it, and I remember she showed me it. It was pretty good.
And the ending was like.
So all right, we got.
It had to continue.
Carrie Diaries. Mm-hmm. We've got
the
White Collar. Then
White
Collar is dependent because what was it? 6 seasons or 5?
No, the 6th season was the 6th episode.
Yeah, okay, because so they only did 6 episodes for the last season. I felt like that was disrespectful.
Ended too soon. Perception? What's it called?
No, Complications.
Complications
is another one that was also on you. We were bigger USA fans in the past than now. By USA fans, I mean the network.
Another one.
We're gonna let me put that one down.
Take that one out. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know who will be able to take the ball up. Lied to me. He's saying too early. Yeah, he's saying lied to me was taken out too early.
Elf says lied to me. I don't think I watched it.
I'm trying to think. I'm like on
I've seen like an episode.
But it was similar to The Mentalist, wasn't it?
Oh, La Casa de Papel is another show that I think.
Spoilers. I haven't seen it either.
I'm not gonna say anything. I don't think it has to go. It had to go on as long as it's been going on.
That kind of is saying something.
What?
Okay. So then how? Let's talk about it. How do you decide when a series should end?
That's a good question. I feel like it has to come from a creative standpoint of being humility is what the word is. So being humble but also just once your story has been told,
that's the issue though.
Money comes in.
I do not think
money talks.
I do not think that people always have the story they want to tell completely
done.
Because I've from many interviews I've seen people speak.
No.
I say from many interviews I've seen. Yeah, okay. Many interviews I've seen of people that talk about their shows. It seems like, we have a great concept, great idea, and I know how the character want to develop.
How much of that is seeing the reaction and wanting to go further instead of like we truly saw this?
Well, I'm saying I think they have the base concept and the initial story, but they never think about the ending.
Game of Thrones, they planned it out well. Might not have ended the way people wanted, but in terms of
we don't know how the book series ends.
We don't, and I think I still will finish the series once it comes out. It's been like 5 years I've been waiting,
and also I think the fact that they sped through it, that's what made it really worse. Because I think if they built up to that point and kind of showed, spoiler, Daenerys' descent.
Can we say these? We say like 2 spoilers.
No, I said beforehand. That's good.
Spoiler. Okay.
Spoiler. Break.
Okay.
Daenerys' descent. Then I think people would have seen it coming, but it just seems so rapid. I mean, just I don't know. It's a great series.
fantastic series.
I mean, it's
one
of the best shows ever to grace television.
And I was hesitant to watch it for years, and Phil kept on watching it. Like, no, I'm a book guy. And I eventually watched it, and I just torched through that thing. But hopefully,
2 weeks.
Hey, one more attempt at a segue. I torched through that thing. Hopefully, the same way you torched through this podcast episode. What do we think?
You.
And you were at the top today.
Our segues weren't that good today.
They weren't. Well, you're saying that because you've only had one, basically.
I did only have one.
Harley Perry, baby.
Harley Perry, baby.
Harley Perry.
I'm gonna tweet that later.
So, I might even hop on the old phone and charge up Twitter and do that myself.
Charge up Twitter.
All right. So.
He's 85.
Don't judge me.
He's 85 years
judge
old.
me.
Charge up Twitter.
Don't judge me.
Lord God, I don't know what's going on, man. Controversial. Take it out.
I'm already taking out. We've already taken out 6 things, man. That's too much.
No, that was fine. Okay, that's good.
So, thank you once again for listening to the ThisAgreement Podcast. Please do comment and continue to engage with us on social media in the comment section. Everything there is.
Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. Our @handles are Seiko Sonar, CEICOSON AA.
Also, make sure to follow our sister podcast, Toro Foot Podcast. Our sister podcast cannot speak words. What's going on? Toro Foot Podcast. Also, make sure you continue with the engagement. Hit us in the comments. Hit us on Twitter. Just talk to us a lot. We want to figure out what you guys think, your thoughts, and
what you want from us.
Exactly. Well, not too much. I'm not needy, but I am a little bit. So.
All right. Well, that ended on a high note. All right, guys.
We'll see you
Till
guys
next time.
later.
Deuces.